For this recording, we're going to focus on the muscles of the abdomen, and I want to identify a couple of points to them. The first thing is that if you look at the midline of the abdomen here, this center line, that center line is called the linea alba, and that linea alba is an aponeurosis, or a very strong set of connective tissue, and it's a very broad set of connective tissue, and I'll be identifying that in a minute as to why it's important. Externally, you have two muscle groups here. The muscle group that runs along the midline and is paired structures, typically called the six-pack. It's called the rectus abdominis. So the rectus abdominis is superficial. And then laterally to that is the external oblique. The external oblique is paired muscles. It's on both the right and the left side. And you can identify the external obliques because the path, as you take your hands and put them in your front pockets, the path that your hands take are essentially parallel to the external obliques. As I said, the external obliques are superficial and the rectus abdominis is superficial. So we're going to take those out, as I just did, and we're going to look at the muscle that's just deep to that. And the muscle that is just deep to it and is in the oblique pattern away from the midline is the internal oblique. The distinction here is that the internal oblique, the muscle fibers run from this midline down towards the posterior portion of the gluteal region. And then finally, deep to those muscles, those internal oblique muscles, are the transversus abdominis muscles. The transversus abdominis muscles run from that, remember I mentioned that thing called the linea alba. It runs down from that center line here, and it runs posteriorly. So those are the three sets of muscles that we need to know. The three layers of muscles, rather. There's actually four muscles. So deepest is the transversus abdominis. The next layer of muscles is the internal oblique. And then this most superficial layer of muscles is the external oblique and the rectus abdominis.